All right, so here's our first meeting. I don't know what else to say, so guess we can start whenever y'all want to start.
Okay.
Who's gonna start first?
So we just want to go over what we read. We know it's about plants, so plant osmosis, and
Yeah.
it was about a kid with his dad forming cornfields, and they use extra fertilizer, which damaged the plants. Correct? We all read the same case study?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for question one, the environment, uh, what sort of environment did the extra fertilizer create around the roots of the corn? I put hypertonic environment because some of the clues are like he put extra fertilizer, which obviously can damage the plants.
Mhm.
Um, it contained potash and phosphate. Sorry if I butchered the word. Um, and then rain followed, dissolving the spread of fertilizer into the soil, and then too much solute, which is the fertilizer in the soil, high solute concentration around the roots.
Kind of answers question two
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. But yeah, for question one, I got the hypertonic environment as well. I just put the fertilizer created a hypertonic environment. Let's get this simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the same thing. I put the extra fertilizer created a hypertonic environment around the corn's roots.
Same thing. I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's where we would need to see if we add more to it or
Mm.
not.
Well, I feel like maybe because of this one, I feel like it's just asking which environment. The second question is kind of where I feel like we go into more detail, kind of like Randy was starting with. I feel like maybe that. I could be wrong
Yeah,
though.
I mean,
because
I could add a little extra pizzazz to it. Um, adding too much fertilizer increases the concentration of solute. And then the soil making the solution outside the plants roast more concentrated than the fluid inside the plant cells. Yeah, okay. So my question one kind of also links to question two.
yeah,
So then,
Yeah.
question two, keeping in mind your answers for the previous question, what do you believe caused the corn to plant and wilt and eventually die? Let's see, I can start. I just put the extra chemicals in the fertilizer, said mainly phosphate, might have caused there to be. Okay, I might have misworded this, so you might have to correct me, guys. I said there could be less water on the outside of the cells, which or just like lower concentration, which by osmosis you go lower to higher. The water flowed out of the cells, causing them to shrink. Even though like they even got more rain, but besides that, there was so much concentration that it just left. I think
Essentially dehydrated the cells.
yes. So I
yeah.
think I wrote. I think I'll word that correctly. What did y'all get though? We know what Randy got.
I
Okay.
put.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I put the environment, the hypertonic environment, there is more solution um, outside the plant root than inside. And so it's more likely that the water out of the plant will go out because it's attracted to the salt. And the reason and that's gonna cause the reason for corn plant to wilt down and continue to lose the water, so the plant will die.
Okay. I think I took my answer somewhere else. I put the corn plants wilted and died because the hypertonic environment consisted of water leaving the cells, causing the turgor pressure to decline. Turgor pressure helps keep the plant upright and strong, so a decline of this support will eventually kill the plant. And I found that on page 78 of chapter 4. So if you just want to take note on page 78, chapter 4, that's where I found my answer. And it's like this whole section, like explaining why plants will.
Mhm. That's kind of cool. I haven't gotten chapter four yet, so That's kind of cool. I don't know if we need to add that. I feel like that might be. I don't know if
Look,
so is that directly related to osmosis?
yes,
I wonder if we all need to add that because
because look,
we all get the
if
same
you,
answer essentially.
yeah, we all got around the same answer, yeah, just worded differently. And I think, I don't know if anyone else added the thing that I added about the turgor pressure,
No,
or
this
I
was
don't know how
even
to
heard
pronounce
about
it.
that.
Look, if do you mind if I share my screen? I don't know if you, yeah, okay. Mm,
That's the first time I've heard about it, so I'm kind of curious.
So it's gonna be chapter 4. I even highlighted, so we're just gonna wait. How do I access my notes? Oh, right here. See, I even put 4 case study question too. Okay. Osmosis and plant turgor pressure. The interior of a plant cell usually contains more concentrated solutes than its surrounding. Water enters the cell by osmosis, generating turgor pressure. In a hypertonic, which is our answer, environment, water leaves the cell, so turgor pressure is low. The plant wilts. That's where I got my answer from.
Oh, that looks right, yeah. I mean, if we want, so if we want to all have the same answers, we can probably add a sentence or two, maybe add, like, if we want to keep our own explanations, we can probably add a sentence with
Yeah.
that as well as the ending. I don't know if she would, I don't know if she wants us to have like the same answers or not, because that's definitely, that's a good answer by, like, that's good. So I wonder if
Yeah.
she wants us to put that as well, or maybe we can discuss that afterwards if we want.
I
No.
Yeah,
think if there's like a way we can like share a file and edit each other's response, or like have one full thing and then
I think
just,
we can do it through discussion, or we can do it through the email.
yeah,
I know that sometimes people use OneNote in because we have access to it through Lone Star, and we can share it. But it depends if you guys want to do that, or we can just actually email each other.
Let's do the discussion so she can also see that we are doing this kind of to review it, so it's not like going
yeah,
like not being
yeah.
like
I like
secretive.
using discussion, so it gives her also, because she's gonna grade after all everything.
yeah. Okay. Well, that's where I got my answer for question number 2.
Got it. Who wants to read off question three then?
I'll go ahead. So question 3 states, if Michael's mistake had been caught earlier, is there anything that could have been done to prevent the corn from dying? I put, if Michael's mistake had been caught earlier, they could have added water to dilute the amount of fertilizer that was placed on this plant. This would have prevented osmosis. That's the part that I was confused about, because I don't know if my last part about this would have prevented osmosis is correct or not. Because I'm still having a bit of trouble understanding the whole term and terminology around osmosis. So if anyone can explain what you put.
Okay.
So for that one, my wife helped me because she did the biology stuff. But she explained to me, so well, this is what I put. Yes, if caught early, flooding the field with water could have diluted the excess fertilizer and restored a more balanced hypotonic or isotonic environment, allowing water to re-enter the plant roots. This might have prevented or lessened the damage to the corn.
That's kind of what I put too. If they had almost overwatered because it did rain, but if they had gone through and done like watered it manually, it might have somehow reversed the effect. It could have, I think I put it may have helped the cells think that the water was more isotonic or stable, so they'd stop shrinking, either stay the same or be hypo, yeah, hypotonic, and then it would cause them to actually get stronger instead. So I kind of put the same similar thing with just like overwatering or watering the plants.
I put a similar, but I think that in this case, it could not be completely prevented. It would be we are trying to actually just improve it or minimize the damage that has been already done because of the hypertonic reaction, and we would have to have a hypotonic to
Well, that
balance
makes
the
sense as well.
environment.
I think that makes sense as well because, well, I doubt that every corn plant was gonna save itself if we diluted the water, you know?
Mhm.
Correct.
Or the best answer is he could have just told his dad, but rest.
You see, as a kid, it sometimes we don't want to admit our mistakes to our parents because we don't want them to be disappointed, and we think we can handle it ourselves. We can't. We think we can. Uh, we can't.
Sometimes we think we know every solution, but we don't.
Yeah.
Well, to
That's
be
right.
honest, I'm 49. I'm gonna be 49. I have kids and I have my mom, and sometimes I don't know the solution.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's life, it's like that. It's just what it is, part of
Yeah.
life.
Stands
Anyway,
well. Anyways, that was fun. Actually, I did put like a little line that maybe like the dad would know because he has the knowledge of chemicals and farming. But like as outsiders, we don't have the expertise, so that's why we kind of guessing. I think I'll put that for part two as well. Like I don't know a lot of medical stuff, so this might help. I don't know. But anyways,
yeah, I also added that, the damage would depend also how soon they figured out that he over fertilized it, the ground, and how soon they applied the water to it to make, I mean, more water to it to make the damage
mhm.
less.
Oh, that makes sense. Like, so how long would it take after you water everything out? How long would it take to restore itself?
Oh, good point. Because they
Yeah.
caught it like the day after, like the first day he noticed it. They might be
Hmm.
able to save it more rather than the few days
Hmm.
later when it was worse. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I think on that question, we can add something about the homeostasis stage and like restoring balance.
Oh, yeah, we could be homeostasis into this.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there
I
you go.
could see we can't pronounce this word.
I'm not gonna lie, I was like homostasis. Oh,
Oh,
homeo.
homeostasis is
And you can
homeostasis.
imagine me saying it. I'm
No.
not even try it.
Wait, is it homeostasis? No, it's homeostasis.
Homeostasis.
Homeo.
Homeostasis.
Homeo.
Homeostasis. Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah,
This
it is. I love terminology. It makes me happy.
I love English so much. I love
Well,
science.
Yeah.
Science is great.
I'm not
All
going
right.
to even discuss that because I'm lost.
All right, we need. All right,
Okay,
what's
the
the next?
number 5, it's
Um,
just
Number 4.
Four.
Four.
4.
Four.
Do you want to read it?
Okay. Generally, people will water their plants with 100% pure water or H2O, no solutes added. What sort of environment does this create around the roots of the plant? And what I put, watering with pure water creates a hypotonic, where water is going into the cell
mm,
environment around the roots of the plant.
I
Uh,
my oh, you want to go first?
no, you can go ahead.
All right. I might need to change my answer because originally I put that it would carry more of like an isotonic situation, since my thought was like, hey, the like it would be balanced into watering the plant or kind of, make the roots balance. But I'm actually thinking more logically, like my grandfather has a bunch of plants. The only reason you water them is because the dirt's dry. So if it's wait,
If it's dry,
I'm confusing
you
myself
water
right
it.
now. So I put isotonic, but I think it might be hypotonic. What did y'all put? Because I
I put hypotonic.
I put
I put-
hypotonic and
okay. So can we explain that a little bit more just so I figure out what to put?
Because hypotonic, because the water, when you water it,
Mhm.
the water is around it and water goes into the cell because the root, it needs the water. It's sucking the water.
Yeah, it's
It's trying to neutralize it and balance it out between the ground and the plant. So it has to go in. The root has less water than the ground at that point because you're saturating the water.
Okay.
Pretty much like water outside of the plant cell has lower solute concentration than the fluid inside the cell.
Okay, I think that makes sense. So I'll change the hypotonic, and I think I have enough to explain it as well. So okay, thank you.
Yeah, I kind of like it more simple,
Mhm.
more chemical way. I get confused. It's like using the logic. You water it, the ground is saturated, the plant roots are dry, they need the water, so they're gonna suck it up. So water goes into the plant cells.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I think I get it now. Cool. Wait, Leslie, did you say what your answer was?
Yeah, I put the same thing. I put it's hypotonic. I always confuse the hypotonic, hypertonic.
I
I was
know.
about to say hypertonic. I need to get it together.
No, you're good. Want to go to the last question then? I can read it if we want.
Yeah.
All right. Briefly explain why plants generally thrive in this sort of environment. I think I first to hypotonic. I was kind of longish. While isotonic would make sense for animal cells, since it would prevent them from, bursting or shrinking. Plant cells have the cell walls, so cell walls prevent the plant cells from bursting. So while it doesn't prevent them from shrinking, like in this example, it would prevent it from bursting. So the hypotonic environment wouldn't cause them, again, to burst. It would cause them kind of become like swell and full, but like in a rigid
Right.
kind of way. So, the plants would remain strong, like we see in stems, especially. Sorry, that was kind of long, but I think,
Well,
yeah.
actually, that has to do with the cell walls because
Did I say, yeah, I
the
said cell
plant
walls.
has the plant has cell walls that stops them from bursting. Otherwise, they will burst too.
Yeah,
So
they're not cell. I said cell walls, right? Because in my answers, I
Yeah,
thought I said that.
You
yeah, you
think
did.
make
Okay,
sure
what the? Because I know that because animal cells we don't have cell walls. That's why ours burst, but plants do have the cell
yeah.
walls. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
okay.
cool.
So I pretty much got the same thing.
Yes, very similar here.
I put
This
that.
helps cells be firm and plant to look healthy.
Mhm.
My answer, I put plants flourish in a hypotonic environment because they are absorbing water at a balanced rate.
I mean,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's just like a way more simpler answer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
added also, I don't know if you guys want to do it, but I mean, I believe it says hypotonic environment, naturally water moves into the plant cells through osmosis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do.
So I think we all have pretty good answers. We just need
Mhm.
to combine,
Elaborate.
yes, make it more cohesive with all the questions that we have.
Mhm.
I agree.
So we just have to figure out what are we gonna put in.
Yeah, we just need
So
to make it the
Mhm.
same, or we all have similar answers or the same answers.
yes,
We could do like we discussed and have Leslie have like the main document, and we maybe put and I guess she can either have her answers then, and if we want to add something specific, we can tell her on the group chat or on the discussion, be like, hey, can we add for question 3 this little statement so it explains maybe in more detail, and then once she adds it to hers, we can go change it to ours as like a base point, I guess. So then we all have similar answers. But we can do that off the call as well, probably. Since we already talked about it in here.
Yeah.
Could do
Mm-hmm. Do you
either
think
way, either way it works with me. So we can at least work right now, maybe on one or two to agree, and then the rest we can work on because we don't want to waste time.
And we still have time now. I don't have a countdown yet. So,
Okay.
Are you typing? You guys are typing because I'm writing my answers.
yeah, mine's all online.
I'm writing mines for right now. I'll probably type it out later.
Everyone did.
Okay, so for the first question, I think we can all agree that I think that's the one we have the exact same, that the extra fertilizer created a hypertonic environment around the corn's roots, right? We all have
Yeah.
the hypertonic.
Yes. So
Okay, so that's where we need to ask each other whether we want to add to it, because that one's in, I feel like question 1 and 2 are like working together, since question 2 is asking you to basically elaborate your answer for question 1.
I'm sorry, Leslie. Maybe we can just explain hypertonic in here because she has in parentheses saying hypertonic.
So like define hypertonic.
But
Yes.
but the second question, we kind of do that with keeping your answer in mind for the previous question. Can't we just talk about hypertonic in the second question, the second answer? So we kind of do that with explaining how the water flows.
Yeah. One in
But in this, we can just explain what means actually hypertonic.
Like its actual definition.
Yes, definition of hypertonic. So we are basing the second question from that. Anyway,
I can see where you're coming from.
yeah, it's just saying like explain hypertonic on the first question and then use the in depth on the second question.
So like for example, on the textbook, it says hypertonic describes as its definition, it says describe a solution in which the solute concentration is higher than on the other side of selectively permeable membrane. I'm sorry for my mispronouncing. There you go. So that's the exact definition. I guess what she was saying is that we can like summarize that definition and just put it there.
yes, I think
that could work, yeah.
And then on question 2, actually, like how we all have our answers, describing what actually goes on in hypertonic.
Yes.
Okay, so so we can have
I don't have a countdown yet for the time, so I think we still got at least 10 more minutes on the recording. This is a heads up. So I think
we started like around 6:10, didn't we?
Yes, because I sent out the email at 6:05. So
yeah.
Okay. We still should have at least 10 more minutes. I'll let y'all know if I start seeing my countdown so we can make sure we get everything in like the next meeting and whatnot.
Okay.
When are we planning? Let's just get that very quick so that we know.
Okay. So I know I'm not free Thursday or Friday. I'm traveling those 2 days. I'll be back Saturday. I'm free, I think, all day Saturday. So unless a weekday is better for y'all, or do y'all want to do a weekend?
When is the project due? It's due.
I think it says January 2nd.
January.
Oh, June. Oh my god. No, obviously January. Oh my gosh, I give up.
So we're gonna be in this class forever.
Oh no, I cannot deal with this much biology. Okay, the group work assessment says it's due June 2nd.
June 2nd.
So we can always do this next week if you want. We could do it. I'm also free tomorrow afternoon after 4:30. So
busy this week. due to my son's graduation from kindergarten,
Oh,
Oh, nice.
and then I'm gonna have
Congratulations.
thank you, and I'm gonna have a bunch of crazy family members of fun in my house.
that's fair. So,
So
since you
that's
have things, when are you next free then?
I
Now, I'm definitely free next week. It's like 100%. Like Monday, Tuesday, whichever. We can even do weekends if you want.
I can arrange my plans and my work around the schedule, so I'm okay with whatever you guys figure out that you can make it.
Does anybody, so we can either do Saturday or we can do Memorial Day next Monday. Because I'm also not free Sunday, but I could do Saturday or Monday.
how
Ooh, it's got
about we do Memorial Day? Since we won't have any other assignments due that day, because it'll be a 3-day weekend.
mhm.
So we don't all have to be worried about getting other things done.
So
Because
then,
I can't this
yeah.
weekend because I have field days with the kids. I'm a long-term sub,
Yeah,
so I have
yeah,
field days. So I
Yeah.
don't know how that's
yeah.
gonna go yet. But I can do Monday if that works with y'all.
You done with it?
We can do same time Monday at 6 then.
Monday at 6.
Okay.
That works. And I just got the things. We have about a little over 9 minutes left. So we
Okay.
can keep talking about the questions if we want, just till it ends.
All right, so
Um,
just to clarify, we're gonna define hypertonic environment and then question two, that's when we go deep into it or
yes.
elaborate what it is. Okay. And then for three, who's how I'm trying to figure out how to simplify this on number three.
This I wonder if this is just one we do maybe on our own because we all had a similar question with maybe we just dumb it down to watering the plants more to either dilate the
Yeah.
fertilizer out or to make the like to re-size up the cells. I guess that'd be one way to make it simple. Because I think we all have something similar to that degree, but like in our own explanation.
Yeah, we could, yeah. Like to me, I was gonna say water could have diluted the acid fertilizer and restore a more balanced.
Okay,
balance.
I have one idea. Why don't we actually take each one of us, whoever question answered the best, create one file and share it between us, and if we need to add more to it, just add more to it.
Okay.
We can post as much as we want on the discussion for our group, right?
Yeah.
For
Oh yeah.
sure.
How about at the end of the day today, if we all can, if we don't have anything else, or tomorrow, or at least by our next meeting,
Mhm.
we post elaborated answers for questions 1 through 5 for the first part, which is the plant osmosis. And then from there, we can vote or we can say like which one's the best and which one will be adding stuff to it or removing our answers. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
basically post our answers and then give feedback on each other. So that counts for the peer review. And then from there, we choose the best answer and we just switch up the words or putting into our own words for the final submission.
Yeah.
Or just a reply with all the answers. And
yeah,
then
like we all post a thread with our own answers. And then from there, we can like, for let's say, for example, if Isabella posted hers and like, for example, let's say she kept her answer for what question did you have different, Isabella?
I think 5, maybe
5 or 4?
I think it was
4,
four.
right?
4. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
4?
4. We already
Okay,
changed it, but yeah.
Yeah, let's say, yeah, you changed it already, but let's say she hadn't changed it. I could be like, hey, actually on this one, I think it's this. It's actually hypotonic. Make sure you change it at this
that
and like
sounds
explain.
good. That sounds good, but let's do the same thing for the part 2 also, because we need part
Yes.
2 to get it done. So that way we get it out there and we all choose.
We can do that after the next meeting though, because next Monday we're gonna do part two. So then if we do the same, we're gonna do the same thing as we're doing now. We discuss our answers, and then afterwards, we can go through the threads and say, hey, these are all of our answers. Which one do we want to pick from it to put as like the official answer?
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
I agree. But just make sure by next Monday when we have our meeting at 6, just make sure you have them answered.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So what is part, I know Isabella is submitting the videos and Leslie, you are reviewing. What
Yeah.
me and Randy are just gonna be reviewing the stuff.
Reviewing as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is
And
there
then Isabella
else?
can review,
Yeah.
as well for like at least the discussion thread, and then I'll review everyone's file, like official file that everyone's submitting. I'll review that to make sure we actually submit similar or corresponding answers with each
Okay.
other's.
I'm gonna kind of keep track on information, so I don't know if anything comes up, I'll let you guys know.
Or maybe either you or Randy could be the note taker for our meetings. I'm pretty sure you have been taking notes. That's how we could come up with notes for each other. Oh my god.
I was like, I literally could not think of another position until you said that.
Yeah. So one can be the note taker. So let's say Isabella submits the videos. I review everyone's finals, like file for submission. One of y'all could be
I can take notes. It's not
take
big deal.
notes.
I have
And Randy, we will come up for something with you. I'll send a text message.
I will be the supporting dad.
Okay, the dad jokes. We'll go with that.
Yeah, clearly. And then yeah.
All right. So
Okay,
we
so
good to
just
stop
to
there?
make sure,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Next meeting at Monday. What day
we
is Monday?
stop recording or not?
Monday
Not yet.
26 at
I'll
6
stop it in a
p.m.
minute. Yeah.
26, got you.
Monday 26 at 6 p.m.
And if anything occurs, because you know families like to plan stuff, then just say it on the group chat so we can adjust from there. Because
Yes.
I know my family likes to plan stuff randomly. So I will let you all know if something happens and I can't get away.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah, same here.
Okay,
All right,
sounds
guys.
good.
Good
All right,
meeting.
I'm gonna stop recording.